lovely friends, and a happy new year to you. I thought I'd pop on for a bit of a chat. The last time I was on YouTube, I did my first ever YouTube live. My husband had just had a positive lateral flow test for COVID, and sadly that meant that our Christmas, like many of yours I'm sure, was not what we imagined. But we all got it and we're all now completely fine. So praise God for that. So Christmas is a fab time for building up your collage stash. All those lovely bits of wrapping paper and tags and things like that. I got two in particular. I used to keep everything, but now I am a little bit more restrained. So my two favourite bits that I allowed myself to keep were this lovely silver, looks like a kind of wood block print or something like that. Really nice thick paper. I don't know, it feels quite sort of shiny, so I don't know how well paint and things are going to stick to it, so I'm going to have to experiment with that. But there's lots of lovely patterns, different types of patterns on there, and it's quite neutral but very interesting, so I love that one. And then the other one that I completely love is this silver spotty paper as well. I just really love that. I'm quite into kind of metallics at the moment. I've been sticking bits of foil on my work and things like that. So those were my bits of wrapping paper. What did you find? Did you find any treasures? I'd love to know. And in terms of presents, I had a couple of nice arty presents from my lovely husband. I had a black journal. So this has got black pages in. So I thought this was quite interesting. A bit before Christmas, I did some journaling on black paper with just a white Posca pen, and I just really enjoyed making light in the darkness, I guess it is. I think that's what appeals to me. It feels like you're drawing with light, and there's something about that that really appealed to me. So I haven't done much in here yet. What have I done? Oh, I did a bit of scribbly stuff there that's not really finished, and this one here. So I'm going to have to get used to that. It's very different sort of thinking, but I'm excited about, yeah, doing something a bit different. And then the other present I had was a book. It's called The Creative Call by Janice Elsheimer. And this has been really good. I'm really excited about it. It's kind of like a workbook, so there's like bits for you to fill in, which I've started doing. And what she's tried to do is do a Christian version of a very famous book called The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. And so she's written it to be Jesus focused and Holy Spirit led. And so yeah, I'm really excited about that book. What about you? Did you get any books for Christmas? What kind of arty books did you get? I'd love to know. What did I do in terms of journaling? Journaling. I did a couple of pages in my regular journal, but the main thing I focused on was a little Advent journal, which I really enjoyed doing. So I just made a little junk journal, you might call it, out of scraps of paper. It's tiny, so that helped with the fact that I didn't have big chunks of time to do anything. I didn't record any of the process of making this, but I have posted quite a few of the pages as pictures. I might do a proper flip through video at some stage, but you can see there's lots of collage going on, little black and white photos, and textiles and jigsaw puzzle pieces. And these were prompts for Advent from the Christian Creative Network, and they posted a Bible verse and a little question to ponder to inspire your creative practice for that day. So I did 25 of them for Advent, and this is the result of that. So I will, like I said, I'll post a proper flip through at some point, but it's really lovely, isn't it, that we have a way of spending daily time thinking about what really matters. And at Christmas, that's the birth of Jesus and everything that led up to that and everything that proceeded from that. So I really, especially with all the COVID craziness, I really enjoyed having just little snatches of time in a tiny little journal. Literally, most of these were like 5-minute pages. I don't know if you saw my video on how to create quickly. I think I entitled it, I Don't Have Time for Art. If you haven't watched that video and one of your intentions for 2022 is to do a bit more journaling, please do watch it. It will help you organise yourself to set yourself up to succeed, to create more often in little pockets of time. So that's something I'm really passionate about, is fitting this into your daily life. So the other video I posted recently was from this time last year, which was how to choose your word for the year, which I hope you found that useful. If you've watched it, if not, take a peek. So the idea of a word for the year is that instead of setting resolutions about concrete things that you are going to do, that we all, fail by February to achieve, you have one word that is supposed to provide some focus, help you prioritize and guide you through the year. And of course, I wouldn't want to choose that word without inviting God into that process. So my video about that will show you how I ask God for my word of the year. And so that was my word for the year last year, which was flow, which is mentioned in the video. So my word for the year this year is going to be restoration. And I'm really excited about this because it's got a lot of hope in it and promise, and it can be applied to all levels of my life. So it's going to be about restoration for me and personal work around identity and things like that, but also obviously it can be an intercessory call for the world. I'm thinking of the verse in Joel that says, where God says he will restore to us the years he will restore to us the years that the locusts have stolen. And he goes on to mention different types of locusts that have stolen these years away from people. And we feel like we've had years stolen from us because of this pandemic. And you might feel like you've been set back in all the hopes and dreams that you had. You might feel you've been set back years, perhaps, and feel all the frustration that comes with that. But we believe in a God where anything is possible. And so I love the hope and excitement that is in the word restoration. But I also love the patience that is in it as well. It's not like, everything is just going to be magically different, because I think we all need to manage our expectations a bit after the disappointment of 2021. It's a sense of, God in his timing, he will rebuild and put his plans in action, and nothing is lost. So anyway, that's just where I'm at and what I'm excited about. Coming out of that and coming out of some of the suggestions in this book, I am hoping this year, one of my intentions is to journal more. Haha, you might say, but actually I'm just literally talking about writing. I want to write more. This book, again, and Julia Cameron's book recommends morning pages, so just writing a stream of consciousness every morning. And I made a journal to do that in. So actually I made this journal a long time ago, actually. It's an altered book, the Oxford Book of Garden Flowers, really, really gorgeous book. And I haven't really finished kind of getting it how I want it yet, but the idea is there's some writing space and then there's these gorgeous botanical illustrations, and I've also made these little pockets as well. So I've gessoed over some of them to make them easier to write on, and I've made little different pockets of various kinds. That's a pocket with a card in. I should be doing this on the flat, really. It's a bit ridiculous having it up on my shoulder, but so yeah, that was a little fun project between Christmas and New Year to set up a journal for the next year. So that's a writing journal rather than arting, although I probably will doodle a bit in there and stick things in as well. So in other news, I have an in-person retreat next week, a retreat day at Holland House. The last time we did it in September, it was a really precious time. It was so nice to be able to have a good few hours to really explain my heart and my testimony, really, what God has shown me about this way of worshipping and connecting with him. So I'm looking forward to that. That is next week. There is another opportunity if you would like to come on retreat with me in March. I think there is one space left, actually. So if you if you want it, come and get it. So if you go to my website, which is jennaburne.com, and click on workshops, you should find the details there of those retreat days. I'm sure there will be more in the future, maybe one in June, something like that. And the other thing I wanted to say by way of accountability to you guys is that something I really, really want to do in 2022 is produce an online course for you. So I know a few people have been asking for this who perhaps don't live in the UK or live further away from me and might not be able to get to a in-person retreat. I want to do an online version of how to art journal for Jesus, how to use this medium as a way of prayer and worship and connecting with God, which is my absolute passion, and I am so determined to do it. However, it is not easy having quiet slots of time to record demos and things like that. So I'd appreciate your prayers, please. Please pray for me that I would be able to get this done. I know what I want to say. It's literally having the time and space and setup to be able to record some videos and get that content up and all the technical stuff that comes with that. That might mean that I do less of my regular videos here on YouTube, so I might not be doing quite so many of the 10 minutes of trusting videos every week. I might try and do it every fortnight or something like that, and then on the weeks in between try and record my online course content. So yeah, if that sounds good to you, it would be good to know. That would encourage me. Let me know in the comments that you would be interested in doing some sort of online course with me. So anyway, happy 2022. I want to know what's on your heart, what God's put on your heart for this year, and lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.